He's the Bandai spy. Probably got called in the office. They're like, all right, stop posting these tweets, bro. You can't.
He uploaded a video 23 minutes ago.
Bro, I hate this guy. I hate him. I hate Knight. You were right though. You did say he was making a vid.
Yeah.
Oh no.
Blitz battle. That's right. They got a blitz battle up right now.
He's like, fuck the podcast. I got blitz. He got the units for it too now. He got to get max points, rank 1.
Yeah, true that. God damn it.
Do you just want to do it and sort of kick it off?
Yeah, I think we might have to.
All right, if Knight joins, then so be it.
Yeah.
But,
everyone
else is here. I think it's time for another episode of Good, Great, Perfect.
What's
going on, guys? Welcome back to another episode of GGP, episode 26. It has been now. Yeah, we're Hey, Joba, bro. When I do the intro, we're kicking it.
You
want to apologize to the class?
Yeah.
All right, bet.
Oh my god.
I'm sorry, I didn't realize we were recording today. I thought we were just chilling.
We're just chilling in VC. That's it.
Yeah, having a chat.
We're just having a chat scheduled, the plans up, we're just having a chat, we're just hanging out with the boys, But that's what GGP is all about. Episode 26. We just want to say thank you for 1 year of support. Our channel has now passed the 1 year mark. We made 25 eps, a bunch of extras and stuff. So it's been very exciting, all things considered. If you haven't yet, make sure you check out episode 25, where we were able to have a chat with the OPTC community manager, Nick. And, we got a little bit of insight into, how his career started and, all those good things around that. So that'll be up in the cards in the top right-hand corner. Make sure if you haven't yet, you also start to check out our GGP extra videos. We've started to push those out ever so slowly. And, we're getting those out bit by bit. We've recently released the waifu tier list. And we've also released our a kind of different variety, straight away from One Piece in general, a Pokemon free-for-all. So make sure you go check that out as well. A few other videos coming down the pipeline. Like we said before, Nitemare is doing God knows what. He's probably fell asleep, and more power to him. He might pop in for the episode. If he does, he's more than welcome. Otherwise, have a good rest, bro. He's been killing it on the stuff. But with me, I have the regular goons. I have Cobb, Dill, Joba, and Todd with me here today. And we got a few interesting tidbits to talk about. We'll run through those real quick. But before we do that, though, make sure you go follow us on all of our social is down below. Make sure you go check all those out there, and follow us on Twitter, on Instagram. Make sure you subscribe on YouTube, hit the like button, do all that good stuff. For today's agenda, we're going to go through a little bit of the general things, such as the new little mechanic of giving gems out for characters' birthdays. Kind of interesting thing there. We'll just have a quick discussion on that. Global doesn't really have much news, all things considered. We're going to talk about the limited Red Sugo Fest that just recently got data mined, and there's a few questions on that, so we'll cover that there. Also, a few of the Troublemaker missions, some of the dates are quite interesting, so we're going to talk about some things there in terms of maybe potentially PvP 10.0 dropping in early October. And then also we're going to round that out with the global survey, talk about our thoughts and opinions on that and where we think it'll go.
Oh, yeah, I forgot about that.
Yeah, that's what I was like looking. I was like, oh dear. But the main crux of today's conversation will be once again Japan. They are just killing it with content recently. We're going to actually look into those animated arts a little bit now. Now we have a little bit more information on them. We'll look into those and discuss those there. Also, they released a whole ass Whole Cake Island Legends with some batch units. That so many units got released, and these units are kind of crazy. So we're gonna go talk about them, and is this a potential meta shift? We'll discuss that there. And then finally, I kind of wanted to get a little bit of discussion, if we have time, into what the future possibilities of Legends would be in Treasure Cruise. And then also, as we always do, a butt ton of Twitter and community tab questions. So thank you all for those. Without further ado, gentlemen.
Yes, sir.
Bowler's birthday. They said, happy birthday, Bowler Hancock. And I said, thank you very much. Here's some 5 gems. Yes, please.
That was crazy.
Did you guys have any expectation for that whatsoever when those 5 gems would, supplement in your inventory?
It makes sense if you think about it, because what happens is they watched our waifu tier list and they decided, hey, it's Bo's birthday. It's close enough. I'm not going to spoil the tier list, but
you never know, bro.
I think Bandai's watching.
It's super interesting because like a lot of the gachas do that. Like, you know, it's a character's birthday. You know, here's a premium currency for you, and like it's cool that, you know, Treasure Cruise is finally doing it. People have been asking for it for a long time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, if you're like really like breaking down, I think like the two questions that are on everyone's lips are: is it likely for this to continue? And which characters will they consider, like, you know, air quotations, important enough to choose to celebrate those birthdays?
Yeah, correct.
So the first on that though, do you guys think that people will actually that Bandai will actually continue? Because it wasn't just on OPTC. I think they also did it on Bounty Rush.
Yeah, Bounty Rush has like that. They're the other game that does it. They've been doing it for years.
And like also like they tweeted a lot of different, like a lot of the One Piece accounts, like Treasure Cruise did it. Japan version did it. Bounty Rush did it. The official Treasure Cruise, the official One Piece, like, you know, so like
Thousand Storm as well.
Yeah, exactly. Like maybe it's like a new thing that like One Piece as like an entertainment, you know, medium is gonna try to push forward from now on in terms of like highlighting birthdays and things like that a little bit more.
I mean, I'm down for it. It's just a matter 100%. Of like who's worthy enough of getting like a full on thing for that, because like literally as we're recording the video today, it's Crocodile's birthday today,
but then obviously no gems, no announcements, no tweets at all. So I guess you could kind of attribute it to that. You'd assume all the Straw Hats.
Yeah,
so that's
easily.
that's 10.
Law.
So that now we're at 11. Obviously Boa 12. You probably Vivi, I'd argue, probably quite easy there.
I would agree with that. Yeah.
13. Is there any other characters we could really see? That,
any other major legends? Carrot.
I mean, maybe. Potentially too. Yeah. Maybe like some of the villains potentially. Like, I don't know. Maybe. I mean, Big Mom, I feel like would be a shout.
Doflamingo, maybe.
Doflamingo for sure.
Katakuri.
No, 100%. It's really weird. Like you could maybe argue between 15 to 20 characters could probably see this as like. I mean, just for Treasure Cruise alone, not other gacha games.
Yeah.
No, not like just regular tweets.
That's already 100 gems extra per year.
You know, like that's a lot. Like all things considered, that's a lot. You know, especially for Treasure Cruise standards, like 100 gems for us is like it takes like, you know, a month and a bit. But overall, no, it's been actually quite. I mean,
it was a pleasant surprise.
Without a doubt, though.
It was super interesting as well, because like when they tweeted out the JP one, I'm like, oh, when's this coming to global? And then Nick responded like, oh, you just wait a few hours, it's coming.
It's coming, yeah. And
that was so good.
I think it came out at the original, like the OG gem o'clock as well. Is that weird? Yes. Like it was like weird interim period there. I was like, all right, this is the new gem o'clock. All right, send me 5 gems every couple of weeks, and I'm in for it. But I think it's really interesting overall as an implementation. Also, like. On it though, like on the notion of like 100 gems like a year, like someone on the Reddit has actually been like counting how many gems we've been receiving per month, and I think August alone was 337 gems from like, you know, from like GART missions and logins and errors and downloads and, you know, like minimum ranking requirements and such. So like, you know, if we're getting 300 gems on average per month now, which is, you know, it's quite significant in comparison to previous months, to add on top of it the potential of just getting more free gems from like birthdays and stuff of characters is huge. You know, the more the merrier when it comes to gems, without a doubt. Though, so I think, you know, it'll be interesting to see what characters they decide to choose and how they decide to continue approaching this little.
I mean, no one's gonna knock back free gems. So.
100%, no way. No, every character, I don't even the ones we don't know about, give 5 gems. It'd be really cool to see how it goes.
But like, why stop at the birthdays, man? Like, what day did Ace die on? Let's do that.
Ace Whitebeard, let's go. 10 gems that day, Pog. It's time, dude. But no, it's gonna be really interesting. But from there though, speaking about gems, guaranteed limited rare recruits on their debut. So we're kind of dipping into our toes into the global meta. Lucy or Sabo, whatever you want to call it, limited rare recruit will be coming after the the 9th of September after Treasure Map.
Yep. And
he's guaranteed on the 3rd multi.
That's so good. Considering how good he is. He's arguably like the best limited rare recruit in the game.
100%.
And 130 gems to get him, that's so worth.
It's peanuts. Like it's, if like, you know, I'm sure Todd's, you know, beat his head into the wall explaining this, but it's like, if you spend money on this game, it's a no-brainer to do 3 multis in that Sugo Fest.
Yeah.
he's such a fantastic limited rare recruit that it's honestly obscene that they just like, you know, and I mean like it's shown though, because we've seen it also with Sergey King. He's also received that that free treatment. I think it was the second multi, I believe, as well.
Yeah,
and
second.
Now limited rare recruit Lucy will be the third multi.
And that just makes me think as well, like, what are they going to do with the PvP rare recruits when they eventually come out?
That's what had me thinking too. But like before that though, I guess because we got a few questions. Like we'll probably answer the question here. So from @Zach Ress on Twitter and then @Bone Kitchen on YouTube, they asked a similar questions like for end game free to play players or just end game players in general, a limited rare recruit banner is worth it in general. You know, I'm missing a lot of them. You know, how should I ration my gems? I think that's for more free to play, but for pay to play players, how should people spend their gems on those banners? I mean, look, if you're on global and you spend money, you pull. Hey, hello, Knight. How you doing, buddy?
Oh shit!
Congratulations on your Sugar Festivals, mate.
Thanks, man.
Well, anyway, you want to apologize to the class for being late?
Yeah, I read it as Saturday US, not Saturday Australia.
Yeah. Did I mess that up? No, I didn't.
No, you didn't.
That's on you. That's fine.
Yeah.
All good. Knight's here now. Now we can actually get to it. But no, like I think like with globals, like if you're a free to play player, like I think what were we talking about? Like if you're a free to play player and like you've been saving gems for the super type banner, if you're comfortably around like I don't know, like what would you guys say would
if
be
you got like over
1,000
gems? Like I feel like doing the 3 multis for Lucy is so
won't hurt.
Yeah.
At all. I mean,
I
like,
feel like
if
for people who don't spend that much on the game and like you want to get your hands on those really good limited rare recruits and support units, wait for those banners that are like, you know, 30 gems every single multi, and it's like just filled with all those limited time units. Those are the banners you'd want to pull on.
Yeah. But even like looking at this banner alone, like you have Lucy, you also have Toadskii rated up, and Bonnie. 3 of like arguably the best limited rare recruits in the game are all rated up, and then obviously Lucy being guaranteed to the third. So if you know, hopefully people that are pulling this banner get Lucy early, they don't have to go to the third. But if you're forcing yourself, or if you're forcing to the third multi, the chance of you pulling another limited rare recruit along the way, hopefully, would be considerably higher than like getting it earlier on. So like
very true.
It's very, I mean, like this month alone on global, a lot of free gems are being handed out.
And you get a legend guaranteed on the second multi.
Exactly. Like it's pretty a very, very good Sugo alone. In terms of limited rare crew stuff. But like, is there any what comes after Lucy in terms of limited rare crew actually?
Lucy's the last limited rare recruit.
Yeah, okay. So
like, then they move into the Pirate Festival.
That's true. So I guess then we can pivot to that real quick. What do you think, or how do you think Global's going to approach the Pirate Festival Sugar Fest?
Bro, if Whitebeard's guaranteed on 3, that's the
game
easiest 130 gems I've ever spent.
Bro, that's the meta is going to be so messed up if Whitebeard's guaranteed on the third multi, dude.
Dude, if they're gonna guarantee Lucy on 3, I feel like Whitebeard should be guaranteed on 3.
I could see them putting Whitebeard on 5.
I hope not.
I would prefer not, obviously. I mean, heck, give me in 1. But like, I could definitely see them putting Whitebeard on 5. But what about like the first Sugo? Because we know the first Sugo is going to be Otama, it's going to be Jozu, and it's going to be Neko.
Yeah, and you got one guaranteed on the first multi on JP.
On JP, but then they stopped doing that completely afterwards. So how would you guys see that?
Well, it's like, interesting as well, because like that multi was not discounted either. It was like you had to do 50 gems for that multi, which I think is fair if you're going to get one of them guaranteed.
100%. I mean, like now, like looking at it now, like that Jozu is really important in like full.
Yeah, well, that's another thing as well, Pirate Festival, because we hope that when PvP drops, the characters have those buffed abilities, because you know they recently updated some of the characters who weren't as prevalent in the meta. So if they debut, you know, and have super type Blackbeard, super type Katakuri with the buffed PvP abilities, like the int team is like the number 1 team in the game for sure.
Yeah,
I feel
100% without a doubt.
Well,
like,
you still have to counter V3 lore in some way, but that Jozu is that Pirate Festival Jozu is really good on that int team, so it'll be interesting.
It is. It's gonna be really interesting to see how they approach Sugo Fest from here on out in terms of not like general Sugo Fest, but these kinds of like off banners and limited rare recruit banners.
You shouldn't really be summoning on those PvP banners all that much.
Not at
like
all.
the Whitebeard specifically, yeah, for sure.
I think it's like certified from all like players. It's like the only PvP banner that really matters, unless they release some like global PvP like rare recruits.
Well, that'd be interesting. Yeah,
which would be really, which would be because like I could definitely see like PvP being like two separate metas. Like we don't follow JP. Like if global's meta is shifting towards one lane in comparison to JP, I could definitely see especially like with the Yoshi-san at the helm, we don't know what's gonna happen. So I could see them really like making specified characters to counter particular metas, because we've talked about it before, like the fact that we have V3 Law and V3 Kiji already, like our meta is going to be, I feel like it's going to be a lot different in comparison to how JP first started. So maybe Bandai has already like considered that in mind, and we could see different rare recruits coming along the way. Like
actually, something else that got me thinking as well, because what made that Whitebeard like insanely good as well on debut is that he came with maxed abilities. So if Whitebeard comes to global guaranteed on 3, but he's not maxed abilities, that definitely makes things a little bit different for sure.
I'd still do 3.
Oh yeah, for sure.
I'd do 3. I'd do 3 and invest heavy into that boy, because it's a strong ass unit.
Dude, I do 5. I do 7.
I do 20. Oh, okay, relax.
Jesus Christ.
I'll do it anyway. Send it, bro. no, but for real though, I think that Whitebeard's worth it. It'll be interesting to see how limited rare recruit banners come out from. I mean, like, I guess we're gonna just have to wait till the next limited rare recruit's gonna come.
When was the last time they debuted a support rare recruit?
Jesus,
that's been a while.
The
last one?
Carrot was the last one for us, I think.
Carrot? That's so long ago.
That's for last.
Trying to think.
It's been weird though, because like I mean, like in the most recent batch on JP, they had that Perispera. I mean, could you consider that Perispera a limited rare recruit, or is that just like a general rare recruit? And
does that Perispera have 1 cost?
I don't know actually.
Oh.
All right, well, there you go.
I looked on the database, and yeah, Carrot was the last official
interesting
one by
maybe I guess they are just putting all their eggs into the one basket of of PvP at the moment and going from there. I mean, like, because all the supports now kind of like a lot of the bases in terms of like supporting it's kind of covered, so they'd either have to think of like a different ways to use them, or
well, actually, it's super interesting because like JP don't have the support Sengoku, Condoriano, or the new Makino that Global just got, so they have to come in some way.
That's what you're saying?
Wait. They don't have Sengoku?
No, they don't have support Sengoku.
Really?
Yeah. I think we talk about this. Like we've talked about this before. It's ridiculous. They don't have Sengoku, and because how good he is, it makes Luffy Law so much better.
Yeah, a lot of people like rate Luffy Law to be like so bad now, but like with that support Sengoku, it makes him so good. It's crazy.
I don't know. Like, so like what? I'm so oblivious to this though. Like for real. Like when did he arrive on global? Like
he arrived like shortly after, didn't he?
So he was bro. I thought he was a JP unit too, dog. That's why every JP team doesn't use him. I'm like, all right, I've supported my box, and he's collecting dust, and I'm not using him at all. But
no, I use him a lot. Like
100%.
Really, when you really got to think about where he'll fit in the team though. Like it makes room for like other like it makes room for more damage
at all. You don't even need an Orbanip at all.
Yeah, exactly.
And he's a chain booster as well.
So yeah, he's bugging.
December, mid-December, sorry.
Jesus.
So yeah, like that combination with Luffy Law and Sengoku is just nuts. Like full board of all, attack boost, orb boost, chain boost.
Bugging.
Attack boost is for himself.
It'll be interesting to see where they decide to come out with another level.
Yeah, it's like where do they fit it in? You know what I mean? Like I don't know.
I feel like Sengoku could just come out at any point. Like it's still a fantastic unit regardless.
Yeah.
It's good ass support.
I mean, it even still weird because I mean, this is going into other global stuff, but like, the support Wanda debuting on global first as a free to play unit and is now free to play once again. But when it debuted on JP, you had to summon for it.
That's funny.
I don't get it. It doesn't make sense.
That's terrible. No, like for real. Like
and we all know how good Wanda is.
Yeah,
Wanda's very good too. Yeah, 100%.
Like, whenever I see people use Wanda, I'm like, okay, there are other supports. Like, mainly, whenever I'm using Wanda, I'm like, I could probably fit in Luffy Law with Sengoku in here and be better.
I mean, Wanda's essentially just a budget brulee.
Yeah,
remember correctly.
yeah. But the thing is, like, she just randomizes orbs. She doesn't like guarantee
Yeah.
any matching, which is
Mm.
like my gripe with her. But other than that, she's
Mm.
still a really good support.
So yeah, 100% fantastic. I mean, for free, fuck it, like fantastic.
Yeah, she's a good unit.
We
Because she attaches to Carrot and Nami, and then does
Yep.
Brulee also attach to those two as well?
Brulee attaches to those two as well.
Yeah.
Yes. Well, I guess it depends because Wanda can be used on not anything that's not the final stage as well.
Because remember, like when we were making like when we were team building for Team Kuzna.
Yeah.
Like people that didn't have Brulee, we were all right, just pop Wanda and like you're good to go pretty much.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Same thing.
Cool. I guess we could ask Global in the global survey. But that's already over and done with. But global survey happened. It was kind of out of the blue, but I think that's probably the best, the best way to approach it per se, not like prep people for it. But no, the global survey happened. There was a bunch of multiple choice questions. It's like you're sitting back in the exam hall once again. But it has asked you, a lot of questions pertaining to where you heard about One Piece and One Piece Treasure Cruise, and there was no option for podcasts, so we're very upset, Bandai Namco. So instead we had to type YouTube and type Toadskii. So
oh my god.
but no, it was interesting. And then at the very bottom, as they've generally done for a lot of the surveys on both sides of the game, and they've had a little text box at the bottom that's let you just type in like thoughts and what you want and around those parameters per se. But I guess I'll chuck the mic to you guys. How did you guys feel about the survey? What did you guys write in the bottom part down below? And we can go from there.
I honestly don't remember what I wrote down the bottom.
That's crazy, mate.
It was.
Yeah, I don't think.
You're bugging.
I can't remember, to be honest.
What do you think you would have written?
I know for the previous one, like I had a lot of gripes with the game at the time, and so I wrote like a fucking essay, and then it didn't let me submit it because it was like too long, and I got pretty ticked off.
It's taking data away from the survey. No, I think like for me, like first of all, I want to give a credit to Reddit. You never hear me say that too much, but they did have like a pretty nice list of things that like for people that may not have like known what to write down below there. It had things like the quality of life updates, linking Solaris's list, which once again like fantastic list there, and how a lot of community backing from it. Talking about collaborations and crossovers, I feel like it was a big thing for a lot of people. More community events, general approaches, 6+s people want, limit break expansions. And I think like for a lot of us, we talked about summon animations, and we're hammering.
Yeah, I think I brought up summon animations, and I referred to Dokkan as like an example.
Yeah. The day that Treasure Cruise updates the summon animations, we're just gonna make an episode dedicated to it. Summon animations.
We all like record our screens and then just
doing
different pulls.
We'll set up a bunch of rerolls. Yeah,
we'll start researching the summon animations because like we've been hammering that poor point home for so long. But no, like I think a lot of people did talk about that too. But no, I mean even because it was around the Kizuna box pulling time, Kizuna had a max of like 10 tickets per, and people that took people like hours, to get through those tens of thousands of tickets. So people probably brought up a lot of notions to do with using more than 10 tickets.
Yeah, that shit sucks, man. Going through all those Kizuna tickets. Oh my god.
But I guess now like the real contention there is, will Bandai actually like listen, and then after that will Bandai actually implement or like start making changes based upon the community's feedback?
It depends what the feedback is, I guess, because definitely some things are easier to implement than others. So
100%.
Depends on the scale of things.
I do feel like in the grand scheme of things, since they started being more involved with the community, having these live events, surveys, the state of the game has gotten better. So it's possible they have taken our recommendations.
We have to attribute that to Yoshi-san. I'm not even going to cap.
It's possible. And of course, I'm not going to say their feature was only implemented in the game because of like player feedback or something.
No, 100%.
I mean, I guess it could, but I don't really see it. But who knows? They probably listen to our stuff all the time, and we just didn't realize it. So
I think they're always listening. They're always listening. They're always aware of what everyone's complaining about and such. But it's just a matter of like like Todd said, some things are way easier to implement than others. It's just as easy to implement, like, summon animations as it is as easy to revamp TM. Like both require a lot of time and planning to execute properly and make sure they're actually good to go per se. But
yeah, 100%.
So surveys always good. You got some jemmies out of it, Wayne. So make sure. Not even make sure. I'd hope you all submitted at least something. It even asked about like question about French Annie and like what events you liked, what you disliked. Like were you a returning player? So like it's definitely a good way for Bandai themselves to gather a lot of data in terms of like players and such. So hopefully people gave their honest opinions and the honest truths there, because it's always important for the game's longevity and the game's reputation and its health overall for people to actually be really involved in that kind of stuff. But aside from the boring news, let's go to JP. JP's hella fun right now. Animated art. I don't think anyone, I wouldn't say I don't think anyone, but I think a lot of the players have been asking for some sort of, moving art or upgraded art in the game. And then Bandai said, yeah, I bet, let's make it happen. So in the previous episode 25, we talked about like those ink bottles, and we knew that like they were going to do something, but we weren't sure what exactly. And we have those answers now. So the animated ink bottles, you just make your units animated pretty much. So the art itself has 2 levels of animation, and it's pretty cool. Some units obviously look better than others, that's for sure. But it's pretty expensive resource overall because it's pretty hard to come by. I think like right now the only way you can get it is from currently participating in the Blitz battle that's on JP at the moment, and Treasure Map. It's going to be a drop there. For the people that have seen it here, what do you guys think about the animated arts? What are your favorite ones? What do we think? How do we feel overall about this implementation?
I wasn't really expecting much, but I think that what they did honestly was actually pretty good.
It's cool. Like I think it's a real good step in the right direction. Like honestly, if I'm being completely honest, I was expecting a little bit more. But it still does look very nice, and I'm excited to see where they're going to take it with some of like the future
100%.
characters they're going to release.
I think the one thing that upsets me is that like for the majority of units, it's like a subset of like 5 different arts.
Yeah,
it's like
I did notice that.
Broken glass, rocks,
slashes.
If they have a sword, it has the slashes in the screen.
And then some very specific characters have like unique effects. Like
Akainu, what the fuck?
Akainu has like lava that splurts up.
And Sabo, Sabo is sick as well. Like
Super Type Sabo, like one of the worst super types in the game, but has the sickest art.
The best art in the game now. It is it's really interesting.
And like Boa has like the love hearts.
Yeah, exactly. So I wonder like how they decided to approach. Like, did they look at like, because obviously we know that they have the data in terms of what characters are used a lot, who are people's favorite units and stuff. So you think they kind of looked at it from that perspective and made units like that? But who the fuck is using? Actually, to be fair though, that Boa is pretty good in PvP. Akainu is actually one of the best support units, for strength characters.
Actually, one thing that would be interesting to find out is if a character has the artwork, do they get buff stats in PvP?
Because technically it is the what do we say, the septuple max.
Oh my god, are we really going there?
It's the septuple max unit because it technically is the 7th. Because the rainbow border changes, so you have
take me back to the days of quad max, bro.
Quad max, pentamax, hexamax, septamax, bro. It's time.
I'm done.
But like, because the rainbow border does change, so now we have 3 different rainbow borders: one for rainbowing with limit break expansion, and now one for rainbowing with limit break expansion and the Actually, I don't think it actually attributes to limit break expansion, but one for rainbow unit with maxed out art. So it technically does count, and I don't think anyone's really checked if the unit actually gets buff stats in PvP. So it'd be interesting to see if that was the case. That's messed up. No cap, that's kind of messed up.
There's actually 2 more artworks that I really like. That like the effects are not unique in any way, but just the animation for it looks good. Is V2 Lucci, where he's got like his Tempest kick. It looks nice, and
the
new
good.
6+ Capone as well has great art. And which is a new character that came out.
Yeah. We should talk about that. We'll talk about that during the whole thing. But No, like and now it seems like all the new legends that come out will arrive with level 1 art as well. So
it's cool.
Which is really cool. But I guess I don't know. Like I guess I want to talk about like, was it required? Do you guys think that this was a necessity for them to implement into the
Definitely
game?
not. No,
And then,
this is not a high priority feature.
And that's why I kind of went to the next part where it's like, do you think it's just a waste of resources and time? I feel like it is. Like, I feel like it was a missed opportunity to have the art buff stats or buff something. I feel like
I guess I don't know. Maybe we don't really know how difficult it was to implement because, like, if this was something that they could do, like, let's say, like, it takes them a week to make all the assets.
Yeah.
Like, that's not too bad if they can just spend a week to do something like that. Like, I'd be down for that. But if this was a process that took many months to get done, then yeah, that's a total waste of resources.
You just start, pointing the finger and asking questions because
right.
I don't think it's okay to waste that much time on this. I mean, it looks dope, but like, I don't know. For me, when I saw the ink bottles, I was like, okay, it's another way to like max out a unit. But like, maybe if you use the ink bottles and you max it out, the unit got higher stats or a shorter cooldown, or because like we have ways in which like their special can get upgraded. I mean, like maybe between like the 6 and 6+, their special changes sometimes, but as Limit Break expansion only changes the captain ability. So maybe this could have been a way to change the special or like upgrade the special too. I don't know, but I feel it's a missed opportunity for implementing this to not implement some sort of stat boost or some sort of upgrade.
And we were all thinking that we're going to save our dupe legends for a new feature coming out.
As soon as I figured out, like, heard about what it was, all my dupe legends went into the bloody Grey shop.
Man, got selling for berry at this point, dude. Like,
dude, I've got so many rally points. It's bloody ridiculous.
But like, it's such a shame. Heck, they could have even had this be upgraded by dupes as well. Same thing.
Yeah.
I mean, obviously, again, you could argue again, like they should have had PvP abilities upgrade with dupes as well, which they should have. But it's just made dupes even more obsolete. They're not a necessity anymore. Once it's rainbowed, like you don't need your dupes. You need one copy of the 5-star in case. And even then, we've seen a lot of those 0 stamp challenges will exclude legends altogether. So, like, it's kind of we're bordering the line of like, is there any point saving? Who knows? It would be very interesting to see if Dupe Legends will make a comeback.
You think that with all these new features that they're bringing out to level up your character with PvP and now the ink bottles, that surely dupes would have had some sort of use.
A revamp. No. Revamp dupes 2020. Make it happen by the end of this year. It's time.
Or give us better shit in the Ray shop to like spend our points.
Ray shops are dead. Ray shop's dead. Because they can't.
But then again, like they've added the PvP like scrolls there, right? So
like it won't take much for them to fix the Rayleigh shop, though. You know what I mean?
See, the issue with the Ray shop is that a new player has no ability to use it.
Yeah,
at all. Because like people always like add limit break materials to the Ray shop. It's like end game players will be able to benefit. That's about it, But newer players or like mid to newer players that maybe are free to play will have no benefit from the Ray shop whatsoever. The Ray shop needs a complete overhaul. Entirely. It needs to just make the Dokkan system. When you pull, you get coins, use the coins to buy units. Done. Like, the game's becoming Dokkan. It's time. Dokkan, the crossovers.
Hey, well, we'll see. We'll see what Yoshi has in store for us before the Dokkan.
But Ray shop needs a complete, not just adding stuff to the Ray shop. Ray shop needs a complete overhaul altogether.
I think the Ray shop was always like a more of a end game player sort of mechanic.
But I hate the argument of people being like I recently did a tweet longer about limit break materials and treasure map, right? And I want to talk about that today at some point. But like, people were like messaging me and be like, well, they should just add it to the Ray shop. And I'm like, the issue is that limit break materials aren't acquirable by a lot of players, end game players, like start to end game players altogether, right? So introducing that to the Ray shop, you don't get anywhere with it. Only, obviously the whales, like people that have above 100,000, 500,000 Ray points, a million Ray points even, they're going to benefit heaps because they can just buy it every month, buy heaps of packs. They're good to go. New game player, though, they can't do anything. They're not going to be able to afford nothing. Ray shop needs a complete overhaul. It needs to separate itself by having a shop element and then like a unit element where you can trade in units for a different kind of currency and then buy other units as opposed to buying items and stuff too. That's what I'm feeling.
Okay. I mean, I personally have never found the race shot to be that big of an issue, but
I think it's
people are going to voice their opinions on it. I guess
contentious though. I think a lot of people are, are like they think the race shop's useless, and I mean for the most part, it kind of is. Like like for a lot of people, like every month you go buy your tickets, you move on with your day. And I mean, like I guess because the majority of us are end game players. I mean, like by end game, we're like literally like the latest you could possibly be.
Honestly, one way that they could, I wouldn't really fix many issues, but they should just make every item like unlimited, so you can just spend as many points as you want. Like if you wanted to buy, 100 Almighty Manuals, you should be able to do it if you want.
Bro, okay, send it. 1 million raid points on red tickets. 200 red tickets, send it, bro. That'll check the rates. That'll actually do the rates.
Yeah, I mean, that'd be cool as well. Just like, a more expensive ticket for a restricted pool and stuff like that.
I agree, though. I think unlimited would be the way, but then again, you have to like look at it from a business perspective, and like you have people like Syringe, people like Rye who have like 3 to 5 million raid points. You make it unlimited, bloody Rye will come in and buy every single PvP scroll possible and have maxed out units galore. And I mean, it makes sense. He has invested a lot of money into the game, so it makes sense he gets to be that far ahead. But from a financial perspective, limiting things means people have to wait, people have to spend, people have to save up.
Yep.
I agree. Well, that's still boring news in reality. Whole Cake Island. What the hell's happening there, mate?
Bro, that was crazy the way that they did that.
Real quick first. Do you guys I'm hoping that everyone in here actually saw the tweet.
So
OPTC JP.
smart.
They released 3 images. 2 of them were actually really good. One of them was like, oh, he's the legend, by the way. But no, they released they released a clock face that had its hands to 3 o'clock, and it had a straw hat on it. They also released a bar graph that had the 5 colors, and then they released literally just like some Swiss cheese over Sweet Commander unit covering up them. But on the Sanji, like on the first one, 3 o'clock is Sanji in Japanese, and the straw hat obviously was for Luffy. A lot of us didn't assume the Luffy. A lot of us thought 6 plus V2 Sanji.
Yeah, I thought it was just Sanji. I mean, because no one was really expecting 3 legends. Like, no, realistically,
everyone was like, "Oh shit, 6 plus V2 Sanji. Finally, he might become usable now."
Yeah.
But no, Luffy Sanji, pretty much the best unit in the game, which just got released. On top of that, from that bar graph too, we got to see the basically like a Germa super type unit, Germa 66 super type unit.
Oh my god, I love all these new characters.
Really cool. And then the Sweet Commanders, they finally got their time to shine, and they've also been a super type unit as well. So just like first thing I want to ask, what do you guys think about that Twitter teaser? How do you guys feel about that?
They need to do that with every legend, I feel, moving forward.
I agree.
That would be really cool.
I think
even if it's not a hype Sugo fest, like even just build excitement for it,
Because everyone was that tweet came out, everyone in Discord was like, "Oh, all right, figure it out." I mean, we cracked the code within 15 seconds. But
the fact that they Swiss cheese that last one, it's like, okay, we kind of understand what's going on here.
It is like, his category is like left pec.
Yeah,
there it is. We know it is. But no, like I reckon it's sick. I reckon it's so cool how they and I hope they do maintain this.
Yeah,
for future as well.
Because Dragon Ball Legends did it a lot back in the day, where before they'd release a banner, they'd like tease it heavily on Twitter, and it's like a cipher almost to like break it to understand who the new character is or something like that. Like that's super exciting to get the community engaged.
I think it's really cool because like generally with a lot of the Legends, it's generally just data download. If it's in the game, it's gonna get found like straight away. So like releasing these teasers on Twitter and then adding it into the game afterwards makes it so much cooler. I feel like. Because then you figure it out from the Twitter. Like, oh, everyone was like, "Oh, it's going to be Sanji V2 Sanji 6 plus." Turns out it's no one looked at the straw hat and assumed that was going to be a dual unit Luffy. And Luffy Sanji. I don't think anyone was like, "Oh, all right, that's going to actually be a legend anytime soon." But hey, they really were in their bag when they were doing that. And these legends far out, dude.
Oh my god, Luffy Sanji. What were they thinking?
Okay, I think we'll leave Luffy Sanji last because that's going to be.
Oh, I'm so upset about Luffy Sanji.
That's gonna be the most contentious. So like we said, Luffy Sanji is a strength side dual unit. The Germa 66 is a super type Psi unit, and the Sweet Commanders, being Katakuri, Cracker, and Smoothie. So, all you Smoothie fans that wanted a separate legend, here she is. Super type strength unit. On top of that, they released a rare recruit Nami, a rare recruit Capone. They released the free-to-play Pirate Festival Usopp. They released a Chopper, a Carrot, a Perisparrow. There was a Raid Brook. There's a Pedro that just released, and then a Kolo Okiku. And
so much.
They really went they're like, here's some new units. Like, oh
Kolo
my god.
Okiku doesn't really make sense with the rest of the theming.
She really came out of nowhere. All right, we need to release her.
They should have just done something like really obscure, like a Colosseum, like Mont d'Or or something. I don't know.
That would be really actually that'd be fucking sick. Hold on, that'd been mad. But no, like a lot of units got released. Like a lot of units.
Yeah, it was a huge data download. It had like 20 different icons or something. It's like one of the biggest downloads we've had in a very long time.
Well, Andlord was like there intercepting everything he could, spending
It was crazy.
It was really cool though, finding out all this information.
But in terms of the characters, it's unfortunate, but the Sweet 3 Generals, they're just not as good as what we were hoping.
Yeah, I was gonna ask, is this a hit or a miss? How do we feel about the 3 legends? Hit or miss?
Like Sweet Commanders, they are still really good. Like, despite what we're saying, like they're still like an easy tier 1 captain.
Yeah, we'll get into
because this character is still better than Sabo Super Type.
It's really it's an upgraded Sabo. Like
that's essentially what it is. It's upgraded Sabo.
The only reason you want Sabo is for the art, for the animated art. Yeah. But no,
he's got a good support too.
That's true. That's true. But what do you guys think? Do you guys think that these legends, the whole batch as well? I mean, all the art. Also, 6+ Capone.
Oh yeah, true.
He's now driven. He's now supports driven. Just pretty cool.
A lot of people predicted that too. Like they just slightly increase multipliers, make him driven. That's it.
Straight upgrades. You don't need to save a. You don't need to save a dupe now. Let's go. Straight upgrade for Capone. He was guaranteed on Sugafest too.
He's multi-4.
He's not a bad unit, and he's also really good in PvP.
Yes,
very good. Yeah.
So, if hopefully everyone that did their pools, everyone that did the pools there got some good luck. But no, having him guaranteed is really cool. He's fantastic PvP, good unit overall. Rest of the batch though, I haven't really looked at the Nami and Capone all too much.
I have heard that the Nami and Capone are good in PvP as well.
All of them are good in PvP, no?
Yeah.
At least I know that Luffy Sanji's a demon in PvP. Like,
yeah, he just does like lots of damage.
He's just a demon in general.
Yeah, no,
you're correct.
Let's just get into these units, man. All right, let's start with the Sweet Commanders. So, I'm just gonna do the brief, the brief notes. So, 4.25 times strength characters, 3.75 rainbow, 1.3 times HP. After at least if one enemy is defeated, like in the previous turn, they turn into a 5 times strength character captain, and they have just an inbuilt 10 turns of despair. Thoughts, opinions, captain ability?
Captain ability is amazing.
A very solid unit, just very strong. 5 times of defeating one enemy. That's very easily achievable.
Yeah,
like in most periods of time, in most gameplay.
What were you gonna say, Joba?
No, I just said I like him.
Amen.
What about Knight? What's your opinion on Knight?
Yeah, Knight, you decided, didn't you just pull him real quick?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, I like
oh,
them.
Yeah, didn't I?
How do you feel about them, bro?
I like them. I don't like their special that much, but it's still like really good. Like you put them on Snake Man, and
that's the dangerous
thing's
part.
gonna decimate it.
So their special, though, speaking of what Knight said, is a 1.1, adding 1.1 to the chain, 2 times attack, and 2 times affinity for strength characters. So, like we were saying, basically just upgraded Sabo, more or less. It's a solid special, nothing too fancy overall, no gimmicks too much, but just straight up damage, straight up damage for strength characters. Like Knight said, chuck this unit on a V2 Snake Man, bro. You're doing bits.
The only real I feel like the captain and special are perfectly fine the way they are. Just the super type special is awful.
This is the rough part of them that kind of brings them a little lower. 100 times typeless damage that ignores all defensive things. I think that includes shields and barriers and such, it's good for clearing waves quickly. And then it's just -1 cooldown to strength characters. That's it.
Whose idea was that? Whoever it was getting kicked out, get fired, bro.
Who picked that? You're out of a job, mate.
Like, honestly, what would have been so good is instead of reducing cooldowns, just like strength characters get strength orbs.
Yeah, full border orbs would have been sick.
That would have been so good. Oh, so frustrating.
Or maybe even something like, strength orbs counts as beneficial or something like that.
Yeah,
like,
or make all type slots beneficial or something like that.
Something like that. But no, like I guess I could see it like, as kind of like a speedrun legend because it does incorporate with their captain ability of defeating one enemy. Because you use one of the super types, you clear one stage. Use the next super type, you clear one stage. Now you've minus 2 additional turns of cooldown. And then you can kind of blitz through, like you don't have to stall. A lot less stalling. So I guess you could kind of say like they're like,
and you can use the Arlong ship with them too.
Exactly. So that you're going to get through content a lot faster with this unit, but it's still a letdown for a super type ability, especially in comparison to the other two. Like,
yeah, the other two are nuts.
Yeah, it's aight. Is aight. Like,
they're good. They're a good unit. Yeah.
If you pulled them, you should be ecstatic because they're actually a phenomenal unit overall. Like they're
strength
really
good typing. There's many good characters you can run with them,
I mean,
and
really,
like they boost strength with their captain effect, but they're also a rainbow captain too. So
that's very important to know as well.
Yeah,
the fact that they are a rainbow captain as well is big. Like it's a lot of that. It gives them a lot of flexibility as a unit overall.
Yeah, you can just run a utility unit if you need it.
Exactly. And then I guess we'll go to the next unit being Joba 66. Now this unit is really cool. Like it's really interesting unit. So the cliff notes for this is 4 times captain to side characters, 3.5 rainbow, 5 times if they have a psi orb or tandem orb. Tandem orb beneficial. Sorry, and then if they become the captain during the quest, they get type advantage. So similar to that of Bullet, for example, while he's captain. So they're super effective against all types.
It's only for themselves, not for the whole team.
Yes. Which is
still really good. Because this unit hits harder than Bullet with super effective. Because Bullet's 4.75. This guy's 5 times.
With the psi orb, yeah. I mean, like it's ridiculous. Like, it's very, very strong. Very strong. And then their special full board of tandem orbs. Side characters get a 2.25 orbs for 2 turns, and if they are a sailor, they swap to captain.
Amazing. This unit's so good.
It's going to be interesting to see how JP players decide to play with that mechanic. Because I think it's all. I think like a lot of people dislike gimmicky legends. I mean, like you could argue people like it's very up in the air how good Blackbeard is as a unit because he's very gimmicky. And
you guys know my opinion on Blackbeard.
Yeah, but like it's similarly like you could argue the same thing for this German unit. Like they're a very strong unit. But would you want to run them as a captain and disregard the whole notion of getting the super type, like the type advantage?
Well, that's the thing. You can literally do both.
What you're facing as well.
Yeah, very true.
You can do both because, like, even just by themselves without switching into the captain, they're still a 5 times captain.
Yeah,
it's just they won't be super effective against all types. Plus, you got access to super type Boa. So if you use their super special before you switch this guy into the captain, you can get 2.5 attack. Then you get 2.25 orbs, full board of orbs, super effective against all types. That's pretty broken.
And then their super type special being a 1.25 times chain boost. So I believe this is pretty much the exact same chain boost that the swap of
Sanji
Judge gives you. So it's on top of everything else. And then they also lock orbs, which is I can't recall how many. I can't recall
one turn orb block.
Sick, awesome. Like always, they're a very strong unit.
Yeah, not really much else to say. They're pretty straightforward. Like there's no like unique gimmicks really aside from the captain swap, which is whatever. But
I guess then I want to kind of propose the question: do you guys think that potential content might come along the way that might require you to like swap your captains in and out, like that kind of stuff? I mean, we've seen situations before where like a unit gets swapped to your captain. Like,
well, it's interesting that they swap for 2 turns, so you can use it on like hypothetically stage 4 and then prevent it happening on a preemptive.
Yeah, 100%,
which is pretty cool. Yeah,
it'll be really cool to see how this unit is used and utilized. I mean, very strong unit. All these units are incredibly powerful as overall units. So
and what is they've also got a really good support effect too.
I did not read that actually. Ooh.
The Germa, once per adventure, when the enemy changes your orbs around, the support will change all orbs into tandem and then make psi recovery tandem beneficial for all characters.
Bruh.
Jesus.
Only attaches to Sanji though.
Oh, also, I forgot to mention their special is 2 stages. So that what we read was stage 2. They also have a stage 1 special.
Yeah, you shouldn't use stage 1.
Yeah.
Stage 2 is way better. It's only 3 turns more, so it's not bad.
Yeah. Overall,
plus their Psy as well, so you can utilize the X-Drake ship.
X-Drake ship, like you said.
Pretty sure you can.
Boa as well is, Boa is arguably one of the best legends too. Like, so they got tons of support. Now let's go to the creme de la creme, new milestone TM copyright trademark legend that you should be saving up for after the Super Type Legends come out. Luffy and Sanji dual unit.
Oh no.
My days, bro. Rainbow 5 times captain at full HP. 4.5 times otherwise. And their special is just a 2.5 times rainbow attack boost.
Why? Why is this the thing?
On top of that, they have a brand new gimmick called overflow HP, exceeding your current HP bar. So you can go up to 2 times your HP bar.
That's bullshit.
So that's what I mean. It's very easy to be at full HP with this unit.
Yeah.
Man, I remember when you had to hit all greats with Tesoro Captain to be able to hit 4.5. That's kind of bullshit.
So let's just break this down real quick. 5 times rainbow.
What? Oh my god, that infuriates me so much because they have these super type captains that they're restricted to a certain color, and then you have just a character that counterparts them as a rainbow unit that's infinitely better. It doesn't make any sense.
There's no world you don't use this. If you get this guy as a captain, I don't see there being a world where you just don't have him run as captain forever. Unless you're obviously boring sake, but no, he's incredible.
And another really thing that's really interesting about them is that even if they're used as a sub, you can still get the overflow heal.
Overflow HP, yeah.
Wait, what? I didn't know that.
No, it's actually like busted.
Because when you launch their special, they heal, and it says that it overflows past your full HP mark.
Bruh.
No, they're busted, bro. They're
And another thing that makes it really good is that when they switch, they remove Bind, Despair, and Paralysis by 1 turn for your whole team. They generate a recovery slot. They make it beneficial. And then when they're a sub, they heal 300 additional recovery per meat orb.
And then also their first sailor ability is plus 100 HP, attack, and recovery to the whole crew. So like, just in general, like your recovery is just going to be like obscene as it is, right?
Yo, imagine like you can run a hybrid with this guy and Shanks crew, so you can also reduce your special line.
That's what I was thinking too, bro.
Yeah, let's go.
Oh my days, bro. I mean, like, and their individual captain abilities. So, like, prior to them like fusing, Luffy's a 4 times captain, 3.5 times otherwise. Sorry, with full HP, 3.5 times otherwise, and he does an HP boost 1.2. Sanji's 3.75, 3.5 otherwise, 1.2 times HP, and then heals 1k at the end of the turn. And then both of them, as their individual captains, also give you the overflow HP bar.
Yeah, so you can have Sanji up to get 1,000 heal back. So with double Sanji, it's 2,000, 3,000 with auto heal.
Yep. Recovery orb in there from time to time.
If you're running the X-Drake ship, that's an additional. That's 4,000 recovery per turn.
Yep.
Oh my god, why?
All right. Before we start crying about this, Pyre Festival abilities, they're special. 3.5 times characters' HP and damage to 2 enemies, and they give level 5 up attack to all their allies. So to allies for 20 seconds, and level 7 speed up for 20 seconds.
Oh, come on, bro.
Their general ability is level 6 attack up to the whole crew, level 3 speed up.
Dude, what the heck?
And they're immune to special seal as their resistance. So like this, bro, like where did this unit came from? Nothing. No like anniversary, no special event. Like literally came from nowhere.
A lot of people are probably going to ask as well. This is likely going to be Global's anniversary.
Likely.
So, and it was an anniversary level legend.
Yeah.
No, I'm telling you, milestone legend.
Yeah, correct.
This is the next one. Like
trademark
it. Milestone legend. I want to see everyone. But like you have to think about it. Like there has been a lot of debate, at least in our community, of like are super type legends even worth pulling for? Because we talked about it a little bit last episode too. But a lot of those legends are fantastic legends, but they're not required.
Mm-hmm.
this legend, Luffy Sanji.
When has any legend really been required?
But I guess that's what we coined the term the milestone, because you went from Luffy Zoro Soba Mask to Shanks crew to basically Snake Man is arguably a milestone legend, and now you're moving to Luffy Sanji.
Yeah.
That's kind of like the route you take for. I guess the milestone thing is more like the route you take for a free-to-play player that's like saving gems or whatever.
Yeah,
I would agree. Someone have to pull. This is the time. I mean, obviously, like with global, you're looking at Snake Man because Snake Man is still incredibly powerful. Not really that fun to play with, I don't think, but very, very strong.
See, that's where like I take in, like I think about
100%. You have to play
because I like you guys always rag on that Sabo, but I honest to God think he looks like a lot of fun to use.
No, I don't debate it at all. Like I think for a lot of players that have been game for a long time, a lot of the time you're looking at legends in terms of their like how fun they are. How much enjoyment you're going to gain out of actually using them as a captain or as just like a unit. But a lot of the super type legends aren't that great. I mean, they're fantastic, but they're not really like required. But this legend is just obscenely strong, obscenely powerful.
He built different.
I don't know what they're cooking up in the lab, but whoever made this guy was on. Bro, this guy was on something. He was on something when he made.
I don't get it, man. This is so stupid. The character is way too strong.
5 times rainbow though. Like it's like we have 5 times legends now, but they're all restricted colors and typings and that kind of stuff. But this is an outright plain whatever the hell.
Well, I don't know. Like, how are they gonna with power creep is always a thing in Treasure Cruise. How are they gonna power creep this motherfucker?
That's the issue that I've been thinking about a lot too, because Treasure Cruise has generally been really good with power creep. Right,
like I was fine with them releasing 5 times super type.
No, I agree.
Super fair, but then when they do it for like Rainbow, when honestly super type only came out like 4 or 5 months ago on JP, like, holy crap!
What have we had? We've had the Annie batch, we've had the Quick batch, we've had the Dex batch, and we've had Boa.
Yeah,
so 5 batches total. We've covered all the remember we were talking about like ages ago,
like
super types.
Honestly, what they should have done, this guy should have been just flat 4.5 all the time.
4.5. Or maybe you could push it to 4.75 at full HP, 4.25 always, or 4.5 or something like that. And then introduce that new mechanic of overflow HP. Because that even in itself, overflow HP is crazy.
And the fact that their special is an attack boost, not an orb
Rainbow attack boost too, bro.
Huge. Because you can use that as a sub as well.
Yep.
That's massive.
Rainbow attack boost. Like, you need an attack boost on the team? Maybe people used to think, I'll chuck Soba Mask. You can get 1.75, then I can get 2.5. This is use that special. You get some HP back, you get overflow, and you get 2.5 times rainbow attack boost on top of everything. Bro, it's not like it makes no sense.
And they change all orbs, including block into recovery.
And they have so many supports.
Yes.
Luffy obviously has the best supports in the game. Sanji's not that far behind.
He's got some
Sanji's covered quite well when it comes to supports too. So like, I don't know, bro. The unit's kind of nutty.
Yeah. I mean, this is another level. Like, if people saying like, should we skip Snake Man to pull for Luffy Sanji? It's like, I don't know.
You have 5 months though.
Exactly, right?
Exactly.
Yeah.
Hypothetically, if you save your gems properly, you can get back to 1,000 gems in 5 months.
Yeah, you can. Yeah.
Something with anniversary, they're always going to hand out a lot of gems. Potentially in the Snake Man banner that's coming up soon, we're going to get like a similar, probably a less treatment than what JP got in terms of free gems and stuff too. So there's going to be a lot of gems handed out there as well. Like, you can get up to it. Like, obviously, I think Snake Man is still the way to go for a lot of for free to play players, because Snake Man's going to carry through a lot of content if you didn't get Shanks crew. But this is the next unit, without a doubt. Like, without a doubt in my mind, this is the next unit. It just like
it's the one you should pull for.
As soon as you hear Rainbow Captain, that's when you have to be like, all right, this is the next unit you pull.
Man, this unit's going to make GARP challenges so much easier too.
The fact that he can heal, the fact that he
actually, I can already see what's going to happen. Like, there's going to be like bloody like bosses that do like double the amount of damage of what they used to because of the overheal mechanic. And
now, because I was thinking like
but then
last
again,
night,
that
I was
also
like,
makes other old legends obsolete too. So
100%. Like
it's so
this unit doesn't
hard to
really need
think.
damage reduction. You know what I mean? Like
Correct.
the unit doesn't need damage reduction because you're gonna be tanky. You can tank enough, and you're gonna heal it all back like straight away. Like it's not okay. Like the design of this unit is way too powerful. I don't know.
If this comes out to global in the same fashion it does on JP, that would also mean that technically 6+ Capone should be on global around the same time. And if he's guaranteed as well, and you don't have Capone, like that's fantastic.
100%. The Sugo's nutty.
Yeah,
and I mean like the Perispero is also available too for like 2 multis in part 2, which is like, and you know, it seems like a pretty good unit overall as well. You know, the Capone and the Nami are quite good rare cards, although like they were very rare. In the I mean they had
the rates seemed like Usohachi on the Luffy Zoro banner, dude.
But no, like it's Jesus. Like where did it come from though? Like it was literally out of nowhere.
It also makes me think even further ahead. It's like where do they even go from here now? Like what's next? Like what's coming up? We just have no idea because they obviously had the plan of going through all the super types, and now they've introduced a new set of strength and size super types. So you know, I would honestly like to see a very OP Dex super type because the Dex color is the worst color in the game right now. You can even have a look. They've got terrible units. They need more support. So if they release even just another batch of 2 Dex super type characters, they should do it.
I think from now on, this is how they're going to release units. I guess this kind of trickles into our discussion point for today, like the possibility of legends in the future. I feel like from now on,
another thing as well is the fact that Int doesn't have a super type captain that has like boost Int by X and then boost all other types by 3.75. There's none of that for Int yet, so that could be coming.
I think the release schedule from now on is going to be like every month they 2 or 3 legends at the same time.
That's nuts.
Yeah, which is a lot. But I mean, like it's good because you have the break between.
As long as they like make all of them good, because you don't want a situation, you know, where like one of them is like the consolation, like V3 Rayleigh, for example, you know, Hawkins. Yeah.
I mean, all 3 of these legends are fantastic though. If you put in the Sugar Fest and you came out with at least one of them, like you know, you should be ecstatic because.
But if I don't get Luffy Sanji, I'm gonna
But see, the thing is, bro, Shanks Crew is like we just mentioned, you're on Shanks Crew and then you're on this unit.
Correct.
Like Shanks Crew is so good, bro. Let me joke.
Shanks Crew is still like top tier. Like, we're not saying that. We're not saying that these characters are like literally all above the rest. It's just like Luffy Sanji is now like probably the best.
Yeah, no. If we're talking, you know, people want to say it's a tier.
You cut out.
I'm dying today. If you're talking about legends in like that manner, in terms of like tier 0s and rank 1s and number 1s, this is just completely tier 0 number 1 legend, no questions.
And then Shanks Crew's number 2.
Yes. Yeah. And then 3 to 5 is like anyone's ball game at that point.
Yeah, there's a lot of like top tier units right now. It's just Shanks Crew and Luffy Sanji. Yeah, they seem to be the consensus in the community that they're 1 and 2.
I think the issue is like there are lots of top tier legends, but the bottom barrel is getting really full.
Yeah, like the difference between the bottom of the bottom and the top of the top is
obscene, right?
Very large, yeah. I mean, like honestly, every new rare recruit that comes in a batch now is better than most legends.
Yep.
Yeah.
Like, you know, and I guess for balance sake, they kind of have to be. Because if the rare recruits are, I mean, like, look at like this current rare recruit batch is kind of trash.
I mean, I've been saying this for a while, man. They need to give branch super evolutions to characters. You know, make some of those.
That's what the coming soon button should be. That's why everyone was saving their dupes. So everyone was like, "This, you know, we're gonna get different evolution grade." But nah, bro, we got some pretty art. That's about it. Like,
yeah,
it puts it into contention. Like, because now what do we have? We have single legends, we have unit legends, we have crew legends, we have super type legends, and then we have legends with captain ability. How does the game balance all of those now?
I don't know. I'm glad I'm not in charge.
Because you have to think about it. Like, every dual legend we've had so far is fucking all like incredible.
Yeah.
Like, I don't think, like, who would you guys say the worst dual legend is?
Like right now?
Probably Lace, right?
Definitely.
Yeah, you would have to say that. I'm not the biggest fan of Shiroshi
No, I
Mancherry,
was
but
gonna
they
say
are
that.
good.
The utility, their specials,
I will-
like really good.
I will use Shiro Mancherry over Lace any day of the week.
Yeah, I haven't used Lace for a very long time.
Without a doubt. Like their specials very good.
I haven't used Whitebeard Marco in a long time, but they are still really
I'm not
good.
gonna lie. I think I use Wiping Marco in the treasure map NL, and that's about it.
Yeah.
Wow. But Wiping
That
Marco,
said, though, I don't think that Lace are bad. I just think they're old.
they're old. But that's the thing though, because like they've just grown old, but they're still a good unit.
And so why use Lace when you could literally use Sabra Koala?
Right there, yeah.
Like that doesn't mean that they're bad.
No, but, and that's what we're saying though. Like every dual unit is fantastic.
Right now.
Like no, every dual unit's just incredibly strong. You know.
Yeah.
And like from what we've seen now, every crew legend. I mean, I believe there are only 2 of them. You know, one of them's bad, one of them's good. The super type legend is kind of like a mixed bag of like incredible and, you know, pretty average. And I mean, like single unit legends and captain action legends are kind of like in between, interspersed. But now it's a balancing act now. Like how you have all these different things. How do you start releasing legends from here on out?
Yeah, it's like, is every legend literally going to be super type from here on out? And a dual legend? Like,
because like, you know, if the legend isn't super type and it's not a dual legend, it's a single. If it's a single unit legend, it has to be incredible. They have to be literally the best legend in the game for the.
I mean, like they did a really good job with Law, like not having any of those gimmicks. 100%. Yeah, and he was already amazing. So they need to be on that same level, you know, where like they have a constant, you know, 4 to 4.5 captain with other effects.
And their specials need to do a lot now, which is like, you know, like because a single unit just can't will not compare with a dual unit. A dual unit will just be generally a lot better than a single unit.
Those added effects are just crazy.
It's just like a lot of the time, like, you know, when you're doing like GARP challenges and stuff, you bring Vivi Becker, you bring Cyber Koala, you bring Shanks Crew. Like their swaps are just giving you utility, they're giving you damage. Like it's crazy how much you can get out of them.
If you can bring like for the most part a full team of dual units, you've got full board matching orbs. You don't need matching orbs.
You got attack boost, you got color affinity boost, you got chain locks. You know, like it's crazy. Like a single unit isn't going to do any of that. So the issue for Bandai now is how do you find the right playing field to have all these legends become get on equal grounds now.
Oh, it's too much.
We don't get paid enough for that. So
we don't get paid.
We'll let Bandai do the job there, and we'll just jump straight into some Twitter questions. Some Twitter and YouTube questions.
Sure thing.
Awesome. So like we said, you can ask us questions on Twitter, and then you can also ask questions on our YouTube community posts as well. Twitter, you can find us at GGP Podcast, and on you can find our YouTube channel, Google Perfect, where you're listening to this right now. If you listen to it on Anchor, you know what? Shout out to our Anchor fam. You guys are killing it right now, honest to God. You know, much respect to you guys chipping in, listening to all the episodes there. So we really do appreciate it on that side of the on that side of the coin. But on Twitter, we'll get into it. So at Full Records or VZ Full Record ZV, sick name, bro. He asked, what banner are you guys more excited to pull on for the upcoming Legends? What are you guys thinking?
Oh, are they talking about the super type banner?
Or I think just in general, maybe all the banners currently.
So out of all the banners that we have to expect, which ones are we most excited for?
Yes. What are you guys excited to be next? This banner for me, fuck it. I want Luffy Sanji. Dead ass. That unit's sick. That's it for me, bro. I'm Luffy Sanji.
I really want the int super types. Really want them. They look like a bunch of fun.
I don't know. I'm kind of none of the new legends that are coming for us soon are really excite me. You know, I'm kind of waiting to see what's on the horizon.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah.
Dill Cobb, how you
feel? On Germa.
You want Germa, bro? You just got Sweet Commanders, dog.
I want them all.
Hey, keep going, bro.
What you mean? I want them all, man.
That new banner's sick. It's so good. There's so much diversity.
Yeah, 100%.
Yeah, I'd have to say the Luffy Sanji.
I mean, speaking on that,
they're just too damn strong, bro.
They're actually way too powerful. It's genuinely not okay.
I'm not gonna. I'm actually kind of keen for the PvP banners just because it means PvP's here and it's something new.
True.
Dude, I'm so keen to start scheming PvP teams. I'm so excited.
That's gonna be good fun,
without a doubt.
But it's also like
yeah.
something I was just thinking about as well. Like I was just thinking about upcoming banners. Like I remember how excited everyone was for Legend Kid. Everyone was so pumped for Legend Kid. Like, no one's using it.
Going out of everyone's mind.
I mean, that goes back to what I was saying before. Like Dex just sucks.
Yeah, it's funny thing. Like I've been awful quiet this podcast mainly because like I haven't been really into Treasure Cruise recently because I've been actually into other games, which is good for a change. Give me an actual break because like I feel like I do burn myself out in Treasure Cruise quite frequently. But yeah, so I'm not sure, but yeah, I do think that Luffy Sanji is definitely the banner for me.
Yeah, legit. And that is a good banner to go for sure. If you're gonna pick any banner to go for,
free to play
that one.
Go for the one with the most broken unit ever.
Literally the best legend of the game. Go for that one.
keep it simple, bro.
That's
it just remains to be seen if we'll get them guaranteed and in how many.
On JP it was 25.
Wait, he was a guaranteed
25.
He was guaranteed.
He was. Yeah, just 25. Yeah,
each of them were 25 actually. So
I just sworn there were 20 on JP.
No. That's
the
only 20 was Snake Man, and
everything
else from JP has it was at 30, and then now they've dropped.
I mean, the way Global's going, it could be 20 for Global.
Bro, hold on. Anniversary, Global, Luffy Sanji 20. I'm just putting the prediction out there right now.
You say that, but our last anniversary was dog shit.
Hey, bro,
we got Yoshi-san now.
I have faith in Yoshi-san to give us what we deserve as players, bro.
I'm feeling our anniversary next year is going to be nuts.
It's going to go crazy. And then we should flash back to this episode when it happens. And if it's shit, we're like, we fucked up. My bad.
Make sure you bookmark this one.
Just remember, episode 20.
It's either going to be very, very good or incredibly disappointing.
Meme compilation of us hyping up 6 Andy for ourselves. It's terrible.
Yeah, us trying to just think positive and get absolutely fucked on.
It can't be anything worse than that Kaido banner, dude. That Kaido banner was so trash.
We don't talk about that banner ever again, bro.
Oh, man.
At Bobblehead Monk asked. Great name. Animation-wise, what legend and what scene/attack would you like them to play out as their animation?
Cut out, but
animation-wise, what legend would you like to see, and what would you want their special and animation to look like?
Damn.
6 plus Neko Inu, and then Shulong.
Shulong.
Shulong should just be a captain action, no cap.
Yeah. But if it's
no cat.
No cat.
I can't even think of any.
I think
honestly,
6 plus Neko Inu with Shulong would be freaking dope.
So like a certain animation for a character.
Yeah, with anything in particular? I don't know. That's pretty hard overall.
I just want Legend Kuma.
Yeah.
I want to be wary of spoilers as well because
True.
there's a lot of things from Wano that I want to see.
Facts.
Yeah, obviously.
I did avoid all those questions.
We know that everybody wants to see what Neko Inu Shulong.
Yes.
And that's not even a spoiler really, because we don't even know what the hell they look like yet.
It's a wait, dog. No, I think for me, I would agree with Dill. I think seeing them in Shulong would be mad. I don't know any other characters off the top of my head.
I feel like they've pretty much covered most of the animation parts.
The characters kind of just follow through with the story.
Yeah,
most of the time. So it's really hard. Like everything that would want to see would be new stuff. So
yeah, correct. Look, I won't say anything specifically, but the Wano flashback arc's got some pretty spicy scenes.
Yes.
You could bring in some characters that currently have legends, get a couple of V3 versions of those, V2.
Yes, sir.
That's about all we're gonna say there. At iBlasters X asks, without OPTC, what would you guys do /play? If it's playing another game, which one would it be? I was waiting for this one, Bill.
What do you mean?
No, I was waiting because you said you're playing other games. I was like, here we go.
Oh yeah, so recently I've been playing Pixelmon, but that's just something to kill time. I've just purchased the Avengers game, so I've been playing that. I'm really enjoying that, but it's got some visual glitches. I can't really keep playing it with this. It's really pissing me off. but I'm really keen for Nintendo just announced the Super Mario 3D pack. I've already pre-ordered it on my Switch. I'm so keen.
So cool. That's like 400 hours of content.
Yeah. I've already 100% Mario Galaxy once. I'm doing it again. I do not care.
No, I'm very excited for that. What about the rest of the gang? What would you guys be playing if you weren't playing Treasure? Or if you are playing games right now, what are you all playing?
I'm sure we've all wondered how our lives would be if we never played One Piece Treasure Cruise.
I'd be a much more wealthy man.
Yeah, I mean, it's crazy though, because when I got into OPTC, eventually, I got into the community. I started a Discord account just to communicate with people about OPTC. So a lot of like my interests, like anime and manga and stuff, or in games, they're because of Discord. So things would be a lot different if it weren't for this game, to be honest. As corny as it is.
Have you been playing any other games though?
No, I pretty much just played this and Dan Memo.
That's it.
I have no idea what games I'd be playing, honestly. It'd be a mix of random things.
Probably find another gacha game, to be honest with you.
We Dokkan mains now, boys.
We Dokkan, boys.
I have no idea. I mean, like, but I wasn't even playing before Treasure Cruise. I know lots of Pokemon games.
Ghost of Tsushima recently.
Yeah, Call of Duty. Yeah.
Guitar Hero.
That's what you've been doing, Todd.
Yeah, you play a lot of Call of Duty.
You'd be doing like Call of Duty or Pokemon stuff.
I reckon you'd have been still been making Pokemon content.
I don't know. I feel like I would have probably moved on from Pokemon by now. I mean, even at the moment, I really can't stand playing a lot of Pokemon games, but I don't know. I'm not sure. I like Minecraft as well. Like I like a lot of different games. Just never have a lot of time to play them.
I do have a soft spot for like the Resident Evil series and Guitar Hero.
I was about to say I'm banning you from saying Resident Evil, but no, go for it. Resident Evil.
No, it's just a good time. I
really like party games. If there's any party games you want the GGP crew to play and make some content on, let it.
Jackbox.
What was that?
Jackbox.
Jackbox.
Little bit Jackbox. You want to see some Jackbox gameplay? Let us know down below, and we'll make some extras for you. But Knight, what about you? What have you been up to? What would you be doing if you ain't got Treasure Cruise?
If I didn't have Treasure Cruise, probably just like Pokemon, Dark Souls. I don't know. The new Higurashi game just came out, so probably that.
Hasn't that been on maintenance for like 46 hours right now?
Jeez.
No, it's good now, but it was.
That was on maintenance like 14 hours.
My man's Knight has been getting the good shiny luck. I've been shiny hunting on 2 games like pretty consistently for the last couple months. So one has been like a year and a half, which is Pokemon Crystal. I've got 2 DSs with the Virtual Console hunting shiny Celebi. It's been like a year and a half, 2 years of hunting that ever since Virtual Console came out. Damn. And most recently, so the last 5 months, I've been shiny hunting Riolu on Pokemon Black 2 or White 2. And yeah, I've just had no luck. So I'm like, can I still finish this drought off, please? Then again, they are like full odds. They're like the 1 in 8,000, not the 4,000 odds.
8192, baby.
Yeah. But I know, I like the grind.
Yeah, 100%. I mean, that's why we play Treasure Cruise, no? It's that weird masochistic view of like, you enjoy grinding. Even though we talk about how much we hate it, but in reality, you really.
Well, it's a love-hate relationship, let's be honest.
Oh, 100%.
Yeah.
100%.
I'm sure there would have been another game that we would have found that we would have sunk our time into.
Pokemon Masters, Pog, let's go.
I played Pokemon Masters a lot when it first came out, but the thing is, like, when it first came out, there was nothing to do. Like, we've
played like the Singapore release, though, weren't you?
Yeah, we were playing on the Singapore release, and then we once the full release came out, it allowed us to transfer it into our own country. And we got bored because there was nothing to do.
You mean Pokemon Master Sex?
Yeah, Master Sex.
Hashtag Pokemon Master.
That's the
best. At Freddy, why
figure that out?
Hit it.
Oh, I just can't believe that got past. Like that got put out. Like you couldn't think of another name. I don't know. Anyway, go ahead.
Like, I don't know, bro. That was a sus tweet. I ain't gonna cap. Someone was in their bag, fondling around doing God knows what. They made that hashtag. Can't fuck with that. At Freddy Y2K asked, what do you guys think about Captain Papi's manga about more materials, but on a business perspective?
I missed all of that. You're cutting out.
Did any of you guys read my tweet longer?
No.
Yes.
LB one?
Yeah.
Yeah, I read it.
What do you guys think that did read it?
So you're saying about the limit break stuff, yeah?
Yes, from TM.
It was about.
How do you guys think Bandai should approach limit break materials from a business perspective? I think is what this question is kind of asking.
I mean, there's lots of different ways they could do it. I think that what you suggested in your tweet longer, because you mentioned something about like point boosters giving additional drops, yeah?
I mean, because we've seen it before, right?
Like that's such a good idea.
Because like that's what it should do. Like you're like, you know, we how often do we talk about TM recruits being absolutely useless outside of TM, right? If they at least like if they made it more worthwhile, like okay, you get, let's say like you get the max point booster, he now dupes 3 of the drops. Like that adds up over time. You know, if an average run will net you so many more limit break materials as opposed to right now. Like you need like 2,000 shards, like 900 crystals and 80 orbs to limit break plus a legend. Like that's as much as you get from like that's like you get half of that from a TM if you farm an average amount.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
You like a TM rare recruit should dupe drops without a doubt in my mind. It should do.
Yeah, that's a super good idea. Like whether it be like, you know, all the boosters give you like whatever, like 5 additional drops, and then a 1.35 gives you 2 additional drops or something like that. You know.
Yeah, I think I said like the max point booster is like 3 to 5. The next 2 below are like 2 to 3, and then any 1.35 gives you an additional 1. You know?
Yeah. And then even you can make it any 1.2 booster is like a 50% chance for a drop.
Like it should do that. Like because it's not like
make limit break expanding so much easier.
It's not breaking the game, you know. I think people love, you know, that's why I was contentious.
But you still got to grind to get it.
Exactly.
And it makes it easier.
But like for example, I kind of used all my numbers and stuff. I based it on the 7 mil mark. Because that's the point where a lot of people stop playing. Like you need to remember that like people are still going to farm to 7 mil, you know. So this only makes it so that farm is more worthwhile regardless. Even if you hate grinding, which a lot of people do hate grinding in this game. But if you're farming to at least 7 mil for all the point rewards and such, like getting double the amount of like limit break materials just makes it so much more worthwhile and inclines the player even more to, you know, spend more gems to get the TM rare recruits, get better drops or more drops at least. It all makes sense. Hire me, please. No, I don't know. I think there's a lot of potential money that could be made there by making the TM rare recruits just a lot more usable. I mean, obviously, even outside of TM too. Same goes to Kizuna units. Same thing.
Yeah, I totally agree. Yep.
I don't even know. At OFWGK Tatum asks, what made you guys get into One Piece series in general?
I watched it as a kid, and then I stopped. And then Todd introduced me to Treasure Cruise, and then I started playing and after I started playing Treasure Cruise for a bit, I revisited the anime and binge watched it.
Yeah, it's pretty similar for me. When I was a kid, I used to read the manga, and I only really read up to like Alabasta, and then when I was an adult, I kind of had like nostalgia for it, so I decided to like just start the anime from scratch, and I caught up, and it was at Dressrosa at the time, and eventually I just started reading the manga. It's good shit.
Unite.
For me, I read like up to Barate in the manga, and then I stopped. And then one of my friends in high school, he put me on, and I started reading it. I'm reading and watching it again in high school.
Yeah. And just randomly for me, like I did watch the 4Kids dub when that was airing. That shit was flames, bro.
Okay, Zolo, where's my boy Zolo at?
It's my boy Luffy.
I heard it had a pretty good song that goes with it.
Oh yes, it did. It's actually the best One Piece opening.
That's a banger. So, no cap.
But yeah, then like again, because 4Kids dub only went up to a certain point, and then they just weren't there anymore. And then when I finished high school, it was like literally the summer right before I went to university. I'm just like, I needed something to watch because I was bored as fuck. So for some reason, just decided to go with One Piece and basically just binged the whole thing and just absolutely loved it. And then at the time when I finished is when I was looking up stuff online about One Piece. And that's where I found Boris's channel introducing Treasure Cruise for the first time because it just came out. Yeah. And that was when I got into the game. So it worked out quite perfectly, actually.
There it is. Cobb, what are you, mate?
I watched the 4Kids dub when I was a kid. It was on like what was it, like Toasted TV or whatever it was for us, like back in the day. I thought it was the fucking stupidest thing I'd ever seen in my entire life. So I dropped that shit straight away. I thought it was so dumb. And then Treasure Cruise rolled around, and I remember talking to Todd sort of just generally about it, and he was like, "Oh, you read the manga, you'll probably like it more," and I was hooked.
Yep. Easy. For me,
I feel that's a lot of people. I mean, before you get to that, like a lot of people when they like experience One Piece for the first time, they're like, "Dude, this shit is stupid. Like,
really?
what, this stretchy boy? Like, what? What is this?"
Literally my whole story, pretty much. Like,
yeah.
I watched the 4Kids dub as well, and then obviously, like, that shit was flame, so I had to drop it because it was too fire. But then in high school, like we had this, like, my friend and I started this like renaissance of anime amongst all of our peers and stuff. And he's like, "Bro, watch One Piece." I was like, "I don't know, bro." I chucked on One Piece, got to literally like right before the walk to Arlong Park. It's like one of the hypest moments at the start of the anime. And I was like, "Bro, One Piece fucking sucks. Like, this shit is so trash." And he's like, bro, just keep watching. And then that night I watched the walk to Arlong Park with the music and all that, and I was like, yeah, this shit kind of cracking, bro. and then basically I watched the anime up to Dressrosa. And then I just couldn't get enough. So I read all the manga and I caught up completely with all the manga in like one night. And now we're here. It consumed my whole being as a person. But there you go. There's all of our stories of getting into One Piece. Jesse Robert asks, fave villains in One Piece. Who are your favorite villains, guys?
Lucy and Dofi.
Katakuri.
I like Enel.
Oh, does Katakuri count?
Yes.
Okay, well then
I think Katakuri is more of a rival now, but
yeah.
If he counts, then I'd say Katakuri too.
There you go.
Shanks.
I don't know.
Shanks.
He's evil, you.
What are you, Khan?
I do enjoy
my favorite rivals, the Celestial Dragons.
Nah, I like Dofi and Croc. They're really cool.
Yeah, Croc, Dofi, they're both really cool. This is a hard decision.
Just name a few you like.
Nothing can get past that the original Arlong arc.
Yeah, true.
Oh wait, I can't say that. I already did.
All right. All
right.
We're moving on from there.
What about Night? What's your favorite?
You say.
My favorite villain?
Yeah,
Dofi.
Yeah, I like Enel, electric dude. He got shafted.
What? Like, I don't mind Enel, but like it was ruined for me because I really hated that whole arc.
What?
It was ruined for me because Luffy was made out of rubber. Bullshit.
Whatever.
Yeah, that's so bullshit. I'm still mad. I reckon Enel will rock with the best of them.
Man.
Luffy.
I know some arcs aren't as good as others, but there's not a single One Piece arc that I could say I hate. I like all of them.
Long Rain, Long Land?
Yep.
Canon, boy.
Even the second time around in the anime, when they did it a second time.
What do you mean?
They did the game. I'm pretty sure.
Hazard was so slow. I could not I think because I was always talking to Todd about it whenever I was watching. I'm like, oh yeah, this arc was alright. Yeah. And then he's like, oh, you've been on Punk Hazard for ages. I said, yeah, just can't bring myself to watch it.
Yeah, I remember that. Yeah, I found Fishman Island to be quite slow as well at times. Fishman Island and Punk Hazard.
Like Fishman Island, to be honest, because it was like very much showing like how they've changed.
Yeah.
I wasn't a big fan of what was Moria's friggin' arc?
Thriller
Bark.
Thriller Bark's on my list.
Filler Bark.
Pretty much.
Man, the disrespect, dude. I love all those arcs. You guys just are lame.
So clearly you just poor taste.
Hey, different taste, man. Different taste. At Ahmed Naib 6 asks, who are the top 5 overall legends of the JP?
Oh shit.
Luffy Sanji 1.
Luffy Sanji.
Luffy Sanji,
Shank's crew.
That's the two easy ones out of the way.
That's all you need to know.
Then you got the hard part.
Super type Luffy.
I need to go to the database. Wait, hold up.
Honestly, you could argue the two most recent legends might be up there. Maybe the German one at least.
I think Germa is not a terrible call. I wouldn't be opposed
in the
to
top
that.
5.
Yeah,
I think Snake Man has a shout for top 5.
I think Snake Man I feel like has to be in there, and then maybe Luffy Law. He's maybe still up there.
The JP players though. You got to think they don't have.
He still puts in work regardless of this.
Wait, so what have we got so far? Shanks Crew,
Luffy Sanji, Shanks Crew, and then we have contenders Germa and Snake Man and Luffy Law.
Sober Mask.
Maybe Douglas Bullet, maybe.
I want to say Bullet because Bullet is actually just
Sober Mask. I wouldn't say Sober Mask personally, but
not anymore. I mean, Luffy Sanji literally makes him kind of.
The thing about Sober Mask that I don't like is his captain effect. He doesn't have any health or damage reduction, which kind of hurts him a lot, especially in difficult content.
His 2.5 times attack boost is kind of now run.
Him as a sub is broken though. He's like one of the best subs in the game for sure, hands down.
This one isn't one of the strongest legends, but I still think it's one of the best, and it's Kaido because of the fact that you can be lazy while playing the game.
True. I mean, for some people's list, that's definitely like a priority for sure.
Is my boy still rocking on JP night?
What? Yeah. Kaido, 100%.
So good. Yeah.
Thank God.
I mean, even like Chopper's like one of the best legends because just for farming candy, too.
So this is really tough, actually.
Well, the first two simple.
It's just 3, 4, and 5 are very different. V3 Law maybe.
Honestly, I'd give Law. Third.
V3 Law. How did you forget about that?
I'd give Law third. I reckon Law goes. I agree there. There you go, top 3. There you go. You can wait for the rest of
another day. Maybe we'll do a GGP tier list.
Did people still use LZ, or did he get the like Toy Story? I don't want to play with you anymore.
Yeah,
he's good as a sub.
He's good as a sub. He's alright. He's niche, but he's not the best anymore.
Yeah, he's actually really good as a sub for the new Sweet Commanders because the Sweet Commanders are slashers.
That's true.
They're slasher driven, I think.
I'd say Snake Man V2 rank 4.
I would almost say Snake Man above Law, but I'm not too sure.
I think Law. No,
I gotta say,
I agree.
I'm baffled to hear anyone say Snake Man rank 4, considering like when he came out, he was so.
Everyone was like, "Oh, he's the best."
Like, Jesus, JP is on some shit right now.
But it's Shanks Crew's above Snake Man, and Shanks Crew came out after, before Snake Man.
Like, because after that Sugo Fest, Shanks Crew's like, allow me to reintroduce myself.
Yeah, I'm still a demon.
Everyone was like, had like the rose tinted glasses because it's like, oh, it's the anniversary legend, it has to be the best. Yeah. But then everyone's like, wait, no, Shanks Crew's actually still better.
And then Law came out and was like, I'll take rank. I'll take 4th place. We just need the 5th. Who's 5th?
Legend Garp.
All right, there it is. That's top 5. So
I heard Broke is pretty good.
Facts.
So Luffy Sanji rank 1.
Talk about a fucking gimmick.
Shanks Crew rank 2. Snake Man V2 rank 3. V3 Law rank 4. Garp rank 5. There you go. That's the top 5 legends on JP.
Realistically, I think Germa probably.
I'd say Germa could push 5th. Yeah,
maybe Boa because I think Boa's kind of underrated.
5th is open. I mean, you could argue Sugar. Sugar does bits as well.
Oh yeah.
One very important legend.
Luffy.
Yeah, exactly.
Oh yeah, he's number 0.
He's 0. Yeah, he's literally number 0.
Yeah. He's always number 0.
All right, well there you go. Number 5 is too hard, but we'll slide Germa.
I think Sugar is a good call though. I think
maybe Sugar, maybe Germa. I don't know. We haven't seen Germa enough to decide, I guess. So I'd say Sugar for now.
Yeah, I'm hoping Subconti or Knight or Atsu or someone gets him so we can see footage.
Knight will pull him on the ticket during TM, so it's fine.
Facts. Yep, true.
So wait for after that. He's good to go.
Save the gems.
I just deleted the next question. What a goober I am.
Oh my god.
I just sent that shit to the moon, bro. Hey, where'd it go? I can't even find it anymore.
What have you done?
Should be in logs.
Yeah, it should be. At the other Pepper asked, do you guys think a new color, type, or class are going to be added in the future?
I hope not.
I don't think they will. I think right now is perfect. We've talked about categories like Dokkan style, but I think that would actually, thinking about it now, that'd actually be kind of terrible.
I'd still like, we always talk about it, but like the Haki thing as like a new sort of filter system.
Like a class or anything. I reckon that'd be something different.
It would be like a new style of quote unquote class.
Yeah. But a new class and or color type, I don't see them adding in anything.
No, I doubt it.
Maybe another color. So then you have like the 2 triangles in terms of like super effective. Maybe, I don't know. But yeah.
Remember how groundbreaking it was when they added in new classes?
Man, imagine the game if we
Yeah.
didn't have those other 4 classes.
Bro, it'd be so boring. It'd be so.
It would
I
be
remember when
boring.
Cerebral was introduced, and I'm like pulling on it because I wanted Rayleigh
Because Legend Croc came
Yeah.
out. Yeah.
and I pulled Legend Croc, and Todd's like, "Are you fucking kidding me?"
Legend Croc was the goat. Oh
My
man.
first legend.
Oh, the original Croc's like Dream Team.
Yes, dude, that like destroyed everything. Like except for like
Yeah.
Training Forest. It wasn't very good in Training Forest, but
Like
like Colosseums and raids, bro.
Oh no, but like the thing is, you had Log Luffy back then, so like that's what you
Yeah,
training
Luffy
for.
was your forest square.
Oh yeah, lucky
also
enough to have
had
him.
Gear 3 Luffy, bro. Like,
Yeah,
Oh
I know,
yeah,
right?
true.
That was me.
The original legend.
I remember being at Todd's place, and like I was like, "Can you guys help me clear this training?" What was it? Was it Whitebeard or was it? No,
It was Mihawk.
And then
It was me.
and we just stuck
we
together.
Oh no, was it Whitebeard?
no, it was definitely
No.
Mihawk. Now that I remember, and we
Oh, it
just
was,
slapped
yeah,
together some bullshit team with an unevolved Log Luffy, and it did it.
at that point. that boy's kill. There you go. That's rank 1 legend.
Yeah, it doesn't get any better than that.
Come on.
What was the question?
Do you think Bandai will add any colors or types?
Oh right,
colors or classes in the future?
I don't see them adding another color. No.
Maybe,
Yeah,
maybe classes. I don't know. Maybe, but I doubt. I highly doubt them. We shall see though. At Straw Hat Goose asked, "What are your top 3 animated arts since they've been put into the game?"
Haven't
I've
seen
only
enough.
really seen a handful. I'm kind of waiting for a big compilation, which there probably is at this point.
I'm surprised
But-
Worst Generation hasn't done one yet. But
Luffy
I'm
Zoro's is
surprised
very good.
Toadskii hasn't done
yeah.
No, Nitemare uploaded a video of him.
Yes.
He did. I remember watching him.
Hey, you guys ain't fans of Nitemare? No, I'd say for me, it'd probably be like Aki Inu's fantastic. Like Todd said, Luffy Zoro's one's really cool. And then Bowler's one is really nice because it's like, you know,
Bowers is awesome
because
actually.
it's kind of like
Oh,
unique.
Bullets is pretty cool too.
Bullets is really cool. A lot of really cool ones overall, but then on the contrary, a lot of kind of doo-doo, which is which kind of lame.
Yeah, a lot of them are very like cookie cutter. Yeah, true.
Lucci's one like we mentioned earlier. Lucci.
Oh yeah, V2 Blackbeard has a great one. It's not on Knight's video, but V2 Blackbeard has a great one.
Yes.
Black and Off Night. Jeez.
Yeah, don't worry. Ticket next month.
Yeah, next ticket. Yeah.
Next month we get it. Don't worry. Yeah, go from there. And then now we're going to jump over to the YouTube side. So like we said, community posts on YouTube. You can comment down below on those and get your questions answered. From Lock Zero asks, do you feel the game is too complicated and overwhelming with all the tasks to accomplish and different criteria to level up / max out a character? What do you think the next progression will be as far as character types go? 7-star, new color. I mean, we kind of answered that in the previous one, but we're at 7-star. I think 7-star makes sense, but I don't see them doing it that soon.
I don't. So I have always, not always, with all the updates that come out for Treasure Cruise, I do think it can be difficult to get into if you're a new player.
It is. No, without a doubt, it is. Without a doubt.
Yeah. If you're willing to do like the research, whether that be Reddit, any of the other pages like Game With, or even just any of the YouTubers that like
Reddit, Discord,
even
YouTube, plenty of shit.
if you start even with Boris's old stuff to get a handle on like the basics, and then go from there, slowly dip your toe into more difficult content, you'll eventually get it. But it's like, yeah, it's what's that saying? I'm trying to think of it. But yeah, just piece by piece.
It gets easier the longer you. It gets easier the longer you play it. Obviously.
Yeah, and we're all very lucky in this state. Like we all started like within a month of the game's lifespan, for the most part.
I think I was a year in.
Yeah, I was a year into. I was right after first.
There wasn't much difference between year 0 and year 1.
No, not at all.
Yeah, exactly. Like all it was is struggling with box space.
I think like we're at a good time in the game now because there's no longer. There's no longer fortnights to worry about to concern yourself with. A lot of the raids are always out at the moment. Plenty of the Colosseums rotate quite frequently, but simultaneously, a lot of those units aren't really useful anymore. There are plenty of tier lists out there that like go over the best collar units, the best TM units, the best raid units. You can focus on all of those. Also, just like any legend you have, just type X legend versus X raid, and I'm sure
that's
someone's released a video. You know,
when I wanted to, because when Jinbei came out, I'm like, okay, cool. Mihawk Corona versus Jinbei. and then cool. Got my team.
That's it though. You can do any generally like most. I mean, like look even like looking at like Reddit alone, the GCR, the clear rates page there, literally has like I think like on average every legend has like a 90% clear rate and above. Shout out to Snookerjib. I'll give that one. Shout out to that guy. He, like they maintain that very well, and a lot of the content there uses a lot of free-to-play units. So, like, I think it's very easy in that sense to get into. But no, we do agree, like, it is quite complicated and overwhelming for the game side. I mean, in terms of like leveling up and maxing out characters, I mean, for the most part, make sure your characters max level, make sure they have candy if they're a legend, and then make sure they've got max skill. Everything else comes with time and play. You don't have to worry about rainbowing and maxing out PvP unless like they're PvP centric unit. You don't have to worry about anything else besides max skill, max sockets, candy, and level.
And make sure you do like the research as to what cotton candy benefits them to prioritize. You know what I mean?
We're almost there though.
We are almost there.
Yeah.
So no, but like it is complicated.
So you're telling me you're going to feed recovery candy to somebody who has negative recovery?
Yep.
Jesus.
Where else I'm going to?
Depends.
Where else I'm going to steal the recovery candy?
Characters that release now typically don't have negative recovery.
Yeah, but still.
Do it anyway. Fuck off. No, yeah, we agree though. It's pretty complicated, but there's plenty of resources out there that make it a lot more straightforward and easy to get into nowadays.
Yeah.
At Gucho Martinez asks, do you guys think adding tandem mechanic back to the game can make the game makes more fun?
They legally can't.
Yes, I was going to get into that after I read the question.
They can for the free to play units.
For example, with Kizuna and TM rare recruit characters, they are almost useless after the event. Adding tandem mechanics to them, where they can reduce/remove status effects or add boosts, will give those characters, will give those characters more playing time and create more team variation. So, like Dill said, it's literally.
Well,
it's a legal issue. It's a legal issue.
Yeah.
Technically, there is a way around it, kind of like a loophole. What if they just said like, okay, so with like Kami, for example, that came out recently. What if they gave her a tandem and it's like, if you have any other Hachi on your team, then you do X effect, because that could include free to play Hachis.
That's what they have to do.
Yeah.
With like they like tandem attacks could not specify what character. It'd have to say like, Luffy with any Zoro or any Sanji. They'll do a monster trio attack,
like a support effect. How it can attach to any of those units. Yeah.
Like if they were to bring back tandem attacks, which I think like. Unfortunately, due to like all the legal issues, like I reckon it's a cool idea because it would really open up team building a lot more. Especially like this question's mentioned,
it would make Sober Mask more broken.
Unfortunately, it actually would. but no, like having tandem attacks that could reduce like and remove status effects and things would be kind of nutty. What if it was like tandem attacks, but then it was a special you use as opposed to like an actual like animation or attack that did that kind of stuff too. I don't know, like it'd be hard to loophole it, but you could. And I mean, like, I don't think Bandai's going to go to that effort to go that deep. I think
probably not worth it.
I think tandem mechanics is kind of unfortunately dead. It's kind of
that'd be super interesting. Like imagine if in that situation with like a Kami and a Hachi, you have like rare recruit Hachi for the conditional boost, and then like you in the middle of your attack, you can remove enemy defense up or rainbow shield or something. And then you can finish off your attack. Like that'd be super interesting.
Another layer of complexity to this game. That's a puzzle. I mean, like what was it? Nick said that this game's a puzzle game, and I could not agree more.
It is,
but no, I think
it's an expensive puzzle game.
yeah. Amen, brother. But no, like I think adding more complexity in that sense would be really cool because it, like when supports were added, we were able to work around a lot of gimmicks and stuff with just supports and not specials alone.
Yep.
So having this would really open up a lot more doors to allow you to have more variety in what units you use. Essentially, that could generate a lot of enjoyment or fun while playing the game too. But who knows? Hopefully, one day they might figure something out with tandems. But for the most part, I highly doubt it.
Imagine playing a puzzle game where you have to buy the puzzle pieces.
It feels bad, man.
And every time you buy the puzzle pieces, you're not guaranteed to get all the puzzle pieces you need.
Yeah, you might end up with two of the same shape puzzle pieces.
Or like you have to use an
and
old
then you've just got to like jam it in, make it fit.
Oh, at least there's free-to-play puzzle pieces, but they're a little funky.
They're a bit smaller, so it fits, but it's like it's not flush. You know?
Some of them are not bad though.
The pitch isn't quite right.
Yeah.
Oh, also for the free-to-play pieces, they also come in like you gotta get a whole bunch of them, put them together.
Yeah, that's right. They come in fragments.
You get like
you have to put the. Oh my god!
You have to put the puzzle piece together.
One Piece Treasure Cruise is like a puzzle.
There's a good analogy for you.
The box doesn't come with all the pieces. You have to buy them, but not all the pieces are going to be the same. There you go. You can quote that.
It's like putting an IKEA desk together.
Yeah, it's like it's like building a shelf from IKEA, but throwing and just guessing.
It's not quite one piece, is it?
Oh my god!
I gotta get it. That was a good one. That was a good one. You gotta
I had to wait to slide in
there. Ethereal 14 asks, do you guys feel that the crew legends are a big missed opportunity? Like with the new Sweet Commander legend, instead of getting a legend Smoothie, we got her in the background at 144p, and this sprite and the sprite is only Katakuri. Same with Shanks' crew, Lucky Roo, Yasol, and he didn't say Ben Beckman. Could have been proper rare crews. What do you guys think?
I'm actually glad that they're not dual units at least. Because I don't really care for dual units.
I don't know what happened this conversation a little bit ago. Like,
yeah, I had this conversation on my stream.
I like crew legends because it's like it just looks cool. But Todd did make a good argument that like it's just a dual unit.
Yeah, I personally like a captain effect that has a high multiplier at a more consistent time. Compared to dual units that are only really good on their burst turn. But you know, we see the argument with Luffy Sanji. Their solo captain effects are very good.
No, don't talk about them, bro.
But like, I prefer having a captain that has a high multiplier more often, and you know, dual units as a sub are amazing at providing good effects. Yeah,
dual units as a sub really. I mean, I guess
so like, I was kind of disappointed when I saw that, you know, the Sweet Commanders in Germa were not like a crew dual legend.
I was without a doubt.
But then, you know, seeing that they're super type, like, yeah, actually, that's kind of good because you don't have to, like, you've always got a really high multiplier with them when you use them. Yeah.
It's weird. Like, they could have made crew legends their own gimmick, like their own, you know, like,
like a new effect or something. Yeah.
Like, you can pick any one of, like, you know, if the crew has 4 total, you can pick any one of them to be the captain in like a circular rotation. You know, let's say, like, Shanks' crew would be like the rainbow captain. Or if you picked Lucky Roo, he'd be, let's say, like a powerhouse captain. You picked Yasop, he'd be a shooter. You know, like you could kind of
just have slightly different effects. Like Lucky Roo could make you heal more or give you 1,000 heal per turn. Or imagine if like, that's a good idea for a legend. What if they had a legend that made all of your characters just always hit with a critical hit? So like, you know, the potential ability critical hit, like everyone just gets 10% extra damage when they hit a perfect or something like that.
I give that to Luffy Sanji. He needs it in his kit. You know,
because Luffy Sanji's kit's very interesting because they're like, they got the new one, the living hunger.
It's kind of like Log Luffy. If you hit in the order of good, great, perfect, then you also get a big buff. You know what I mean?
Shout out to those guys.
Shout out to those guys. We don't really use the shout out for ourselves.
True.
Yeah. We deserve it.
Yeah, we do. No, but I think crew units, crew like legends, crew units or whatever could have potentially been taken in a different direction. Probably a better direction overall. But it's just a more inflated dual unit. I don't know.
Yeah. I still think it's cool. It's more interesting than just 2 characters, you know, having the whole squad.
Yeah, and the goons.
The gang.
Yeah, you know, we did say Shanks' crew. That boy do be up there. So, I mean, he's doing something right at least. Bryce Griffith asks, if Anil V2 Legend came out, what do you think his captain ability, special ability, and maybe super type special would be?
Oh, Jesus Christ.
He'd be another healing legend. Like, I think, and then he would incorporate the double, the overflow HP bar. I mean, nowadays too. He'd have a super type ability that does AoE damage for like over 5 turns. End of turn damage over 5 turns, and then heals like 100 times his recovery. Then his special would probably be some sort of like orb boost or affinity. Would be my guess.
I don't know, man. We're all expecting an NL legend to be a healer, so it'd be totally, they could be like trolls and just do something completely different.
I think the NL has to either be a healer or it has to be an end of turn damage dealer. That's about it.
What if he did something similar to like V2 Boa or V3 Boa, sorry, where you know how like Boa like puts that debuff on him where they can't attack? Like, what if NL like paralyzes the enemy?
Yo,
something like that. Like that's his super type special.
And then he gets he can get a personal conditional boost from it. If the enemy's shocked, you get it 2 times a conditional boost.
That sounds cool.
It doesn't work on Luffy.
Cool.
You can't lose on the Luffy. You're losing a raid that has Luffy in it. Too bad, boss.
Shit.
Plot armor persists even throughout.
But then again, that's kind of annoying because like you got to make sure that it at least works through affinity, because that's at least what makes Mihawk Perona a little better. Because like if there's 2 more enemies, you're guaranteed to get the conditional boost.
Yeah.
Whereas with Onami, she's really hindered by full debuff immunity.
I feel like you'd attribute the paralysis thing to his super type if he was one.
Yeah.
If you pop that, it would like paralyze or whatever you want to call it, stun, paralyze or whatever, shock all enemies for like a turn or 3 turns or whatever. Then his special might give you like a heal, and maybe a full board of orbs, and then the conditional boost.
So yeah, what if you make it last for like 3 turns, and then even during those 3 turns, like even if they activate an effect at the end of the turn, it doesn't activate.
Yeah.
Like it literally, they cannot do anything for like maybe 2 turns even.
Yeah, something like that.
Because that's kind of broken.
I think it'd be cool. I think a lot more units have to try to utilize more.
Like incorporate their abilities from the...
Yeah. I mean, like the Mihawk Throne is an excellent example. I think it's really cool.
Yeah, they went out of their way to design new assets and stuff just for that character.
And they have a personalized conditional boost as well, which I think is really cool.
Even like Sugar as well.
Yeah, without a doubt. All that kind of stuff. Boa's one is really cool, like we said as well. So like, they really need to look at I think that's what they're doing a lot of the time too. So I'm excited.
Yeah, it's pretty smart. So as long as they go on that same route, then NL, if they make a new one or even a new Crocodile, they could do some very interesting things.
Exactly.
Can't wait.
Give him overflow HP, but it never ever caps.
Oh shit.
Bro, you know that Subconti would make a video getting to 999 HP.
And then the enemy health cuts you down to 1 HP.
No, then you use your own
Shiki special.
Bro, oh my
oh my.
Hey bro, Shiki comeback? It's time. 6+ Shiki? It's time, bro.
Yeah, yeah, Shiki's time, dude.
Might be.
Is there another character that does that? Like Strongwood Ace, he does that, right? Minus HP and then a multiplied times the health lost.
I reckon a Big Mum should do that. I don't know. I feel like a Big Mum should incorporate that into her kit at some point.
I think we'll get a V3 Big Mum at some point, probably next year.
Next year, I reckon, like 4 months' time, we get Big Mum to combat this current batch. Another Blitz too. Why not?
Oh no.
Final question. Oh god, it's about Rainbow Captains. Life taken us. What's your opinion about Rainbow Captains game?
It's dog shit.
Should the game have captains that can be used with every unit, or should they have restrictions?
I don't mind that there's Rainbow Captains, but just don't make them the same multiplier as the conditional captains.
Rainbow Captains have to be capped. They have to. They you can't creep them to 5 times now. Like, it's too early.
It's way too quick.
It's way too quick.
Yeah, it's stupid.
There's no celebration. If they had done 5 times on like Christmas or New Year's, or like even like a Halloween one, maybe you can attribute that.
They could make a new Halloween legend this year. Like imagine
Moria,
like a Halloween
Moria and Kuma.
I mean, that would work too.
It's time.
Yeah, if they're ever going to release a Moria legend, this is the time.
Would be right now.
Yeah.
No, I think for the consensus, people you love your Rainbow Captain because it makes content a lot easier. You know, you don't have to stress about building a team around them, but on the same notion, it makes content less fun. You know, there's no team building aspect. So that whole puzzle metaphor, just throw that out the window. You use a Rainbow Captain, the puzzle actually just arrives to you as a printed photo, laminated as well. Like, there's no pieces you have to put together really. I don't know. What about the rest of the gang? Cobb, Dill, Joba, Knight? How do you guys feel about Rainbow Captain?
You couldn't have put it any better if you tried, really.
Yeah, I agree.
With the puzzle analogy, that was pretty much spot on.
Yeah. I mean, like, yeah, I don't know. It's good for the game, but you have to pace it well.
Correct.
Like, do we even have a Rainbow Captain's 4.75?
What's his name? The Tesora.
Bro, does he really count?
Oh yeah.
Yeah, after 4 greats.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, he got restrictions.
That's restrictions, though. Yeah.
And bullet to an extent, but he's not fully rainbow. He's only 3 colors.
Yeah.
We don't have many 4.75s actually.
We went from 4.5 no restriction rainbow to 5 times.
Yeah.
Which is an issue.
Just
that's
with the
such
snap
a big
of the
jump.
fingers.
Like you needed to like if this.
I mean, I'm still okay with it. Like for the super types because they're only boosting 1 color by 5 times. Like that's
no,
pretty.
100%. This unit should have been a 4.75 times rainbow
max. Yeah,
max,
and it still would have been bright.
Yeah, and it's still true. It would have been the best unit of the game, just a little less output damage.
Exactly.
But I think for the most part, that wraps it up for another episode of Good, Great, Perfect. Thank you all for listening to today's episode of GGP, episode 26, our post 1 year anniversary episode.
Hey, season 2.
Yeah, hey, hold on. Hey, we in season 2 now. We're coming up with ideas for GGP extras, which, you know, when we decide to batch record those videos, we release them in between the weeks of the podcast. They come out every single time. You don't expect those to be at every other week as well. I guess it kind of depends on our schedulings and how much content we kind of record and stuff.
Yeah, we try and get together as much as possible just to record some extra stuff so you guys always have something to watch.
Exactly. But like we said at the very start, make sure if you're a fan of one,
you cut out.
Bro, I'm trying to do my.
Try again.
What's going on, guys? Welcome back to Upside. No, wrong one. No, like if you're a fan of One Piece Treasure Cruise, or you want to have a look at the inside of game community management and such, make sure you go check out episode 25. I think it's a very important episode for our podcast. I mean, for the community alone. We got to talk with a OPTC community manager, Nick. So make sure you go check that one out. If you're a fan of Pokemon, we got some Pokemon FFAs coming along the pipeline. We got another one coming as well, and the one that was just released. So check that one out. Give us some feedback down below there. Go watch the definitive waifu tier list, the most objective one at that, generated by the GGP Crew. Another extra you should go check out as well. You can follow us on Twitter at GGP Podcast. You can follow us on Instagram at GGP Podcast as well. Make sure if that subscribe button is red, you hit that button right now. I'm waiting. I'm going to give you 5 seconds to hit it. All right, you should have hit it by now.
There we go.
And make sure you also hit that like button too, because it helps out a great deal. It informs YouTube that, hey, this podcast is pretty cool. Go show it to other people, so YouTube will hop on that too as well. Hit that notification bell. Make sure you're aware of whenever we're going to be uploading videos and all that good stuff. Did I forget anything, lads?
I think that's the link tree.
Yes, with all the other socials as well down below. Linktree, linktr.ee/goodgreatperfect. That'll link you to all the socials I just mentioned previously. Plus, if you're an audio-only listener and you want to check out the audio-only version of the podcast, we are available pretty much everywhere a podcast is available. Spotify, Apple, Google, all that good stuff there, plus a bunch of other ones. Anchor FM, thank you all to you guys. You guys don't get enough love, but we do appreciate you a lot. Without further ado, though, gentlemen, I've been Captain Papi, Cobb, Dill, Joba, Knight, Todd. Thank you all for listening to another episode of Good Great Perfect. Talk to you guys next time. Peace.
Peace.
Hey.
Peace.